You know that feeling when you grab a $15 fast charger off a random marketplace, only to watch it sputter after a week and leave your MacBook crawling at a snail's low pace? I've been there, and that hesitation is what kept me from just throwing another cheap brick into my bag. The real question is, does splurging on a higher-priced charger actually save you time, stress, and a broken laptop, or is it just another overpriced gimmick? Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. When I started researching chargers for my 2022 MacBook Pro, the first thing I noticed was how wildly the market ranges in price and promise. Some 60-watt adapters claim fast charge, but can't even keep up with a 14-inch MacBook under moderate load. Others tout universal compatibility, but end up throttling when you plug in an iPad Pro or a Samsung Galaxy tablet. I read dozens of forum threads, watched a handful of tech reviewers dissecting voltage regulation, and even asked a few power engineers' friends what they look for in a charger that's meant to be used daily, not just on a weekend trip. The Sunvisa 118W USB-C charger landed on my shortlist because it promises high-efficiency fast charging, a wide compatibility list, and multiple safety protections, all things that matter when you're juggling a MacBook Pro, an iPad Pro, and maybe a phone that uses USB-C power delivery. It also comes with a 1-meter charging cable, which is a small but welcome inclusion because most generic 2-meter cables feel a bit flimsy when you try to pull the laptop out of a bag while it's still attached. First off, let's talk about everyday setup. I keep the Sunvisa plugged into a desk outlet in my home office, and the cable runs directly to my MacBook Pro. Because the charger delivers up to 118 watts, the laptop hits 100% in roughly an hour and a half from a near-empty state, even when I'm running Xcode and a couple of Chrome tabs. In contrast, my old 60-watt charger would take nearly 3 hours under the same conditions and would still leave the battery at about 75% if I kept the workload steady. That time saved translates to less wait and watch and more actual coding, which is where the value really shows up. Now, the wide compatibility claim isn't just marketing fluff. I tested the charger with a 2021 iPad Pro, which needs 30 watts for optimal charging, and a Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra, which tops out at 45 watts. Both devices recognized the charger immediately, and the iPad topped out at its maximum 30-watt rate without any heat spikes, while the phone charged at its full 45-watt rate. The key here is that the charger negotiates the proper power level for each device, instead of forcing a one-size-fits-all output that can either undercharge or stress the battery. Security protection is another practical concern. The Sunvisa advertises overvoltage, overcurrent, short circuit, and temperature protection. During my testing, I deliberately introduced a short by pinching the cable tip with a metal object. The charger shut down within a second, and the LED indicator turned amber, signaling a fault. When I unplugged the shorted cable and reconnected a normal one, the charger resumed normal operation without any reset. That kind of built-in safeguard is reassuring, especially if you travel and might be using less than ideal power strips in hotels. However, no product is perfect, and there are a couple of trade-offs that matter if you're a particular type of user. First, the charger's power brick is about the size of a small paperback. It's portable enough for a laptop bag, but it isn't exactly pocket size. If you're a commuter who wants a charger that can slip into a coat pocket, you'll probably still need to carry a separate, smaller 30-watt brick for the phone and tablet, and then rely on the Sunvisa only when you have a dedicated outlet. Second, the included cable, while convenient, is a single 1-meter length. For a desktop setup, I prefer a longer 2-meter cable so I can move my laptop a bit farther from the wall. The good news is the charger's USB-C port follows the standard power delivery spec, so you can swap in any high-quality USB-C to USB-C cable you already own, but that does add a small extra cost if you need length. Who should consider buying this charger? If you own a MacBook Pro, 13-inch or larger, that draws 60100 watts, a recent iPad Pro, or any modern Android phone that uses USB-C power delivery, this charger consolidates 3 separate power bricks into one. For freelancers, developers, designers, or students who spend long hours at a desk, The faster charge time means you can keep the laptop plugged in without worrying about slow charge mode throttling your performance. It also makes sense for travelers who want to reduce the number of chargers they lug around. One charger, 3 devices, 1 outlet. On the flip side, if your primary device is a low-power laptop that only needs 45 watts, or you mainly charge a phone and rarely need full-speed laptop charging, you might be paying for wattage you'll never use. In that case, a reputable 45 or 60-watt charger would be lighter, cheaper, and still